My name's Stephen Adcock from Toadhole Dexters, from Moreland's Fine Food, Dexter Beef. I've been involved in farming all my life, but in their own right, probably about 25 years. Started with the Dexter cattle 20 plus years ago, more as a hobby than anything else. And like a lot of people will tell you about Dexters, they tend to get under your skin, and then it's a matter of what you're going to do with them. I started showing them, registering everything, pedigree, but then obviously you still end up with a surplus amount, which we started doing our own beef, getting it cut up by a local butcher into boxes and selling it in eighths and quarters. 16 years ago we moved to the farm where we are now, up in the Staffordshire Moorlands, and got an opportunity to take over a market stall which somebody else had been doing for the Dexter beef, and to buy all their equipment and set up our own little butchery, which we did. So now we have a market for surplus Dexters, plus one or two others that we need just from other breeders that we need to keep topping up to meet demand, and basically that's how it's all started. In the morning we'll get up around 7 o'clock. First job is kettle, radio and a cup of tea. Then it'll be out, straight across the yard, check the cattle, make sure everything's okay. The main fattening cattle are fed haylage or silage, which is usually in front of them all the time. Try and keep it there all the time so they never go hungry. Very often we'll have to just fork that, as in break it down a little bit and spread it in front of the feed barrier. The cattle across in the far wooden shed are mainly young stock, which are growing on, and wherever possible they're fed on hay, which is fed to them in the rack, again trying to make sure they've got it in front of them all the time. The hay is stored in a shed at the bottom of the yard, which have to fetch out the big square bales which we use the tractor with the loader on to move those about. They're too heavy to be moved manually, and the other bales, the silage bales, are either square or round wrapped, which again is handled by the tractor and fed ad lib. Wherever possible, concentrates aren't fed, e.g. barley or sugar beet or anything, tend just to feed them on hay or silage. Once in a while you get one that perhaps doesn't do as well as you'd like, and they have to have either a barley mix or some sort of beef mix just to help them along, but not if we can help it. Everything is just fed traditionally grass fed. Two Fridays of every month before the markets, the next job when everything is fed is to join my wife, who will have already started in the butchery. So I get out of my dirty work clothes, get washed and cleaned up, and put white coat on, and generally a lot tighter for handling the food. My wife will have already started. She does the majority of the cutting up, and I will then set to bag it all, vacuum pack it, and then put it across the scales, which will weigh and price it all up with our own Moreland's Fine Food labels. It is then put into boxes, ready for the market on the next day. Leek Market is the Leek Fine Foods Market, which is every third Saturday of the month. So we arrive down there approximately 8 o'clock in the morning. The Leek Council, Moorland Staffordshire Council, set the stalls up with a couple of tables there for us. We arrive and set some baskets up, display baskets which we have, and display the beef in its various topside, silverside, etc., all in the various baskets. And we've got a sign, Moorland's Fine Food sign, which we put at the back of the stall, just to let people know who we are. We have a chalkboard which we put out in front, just so people can see where we are, and basically wait for the customers to come.
Time to spare, so I've come down to our local market and I'm very impressed. It's lovely atmosphere. Unfortunately, the day is a snowy day, but Dexter beef, yes you say, and it's quality.
Well, as the Member of Parliament for Staffordshire Moorlands, I think we have the best meat, we've got the best produce you could possibly imagine, and to be able to have Dexter beef from the Moorlands is an absolute treat. And next week when I'm back in Parliament and having to have a miserable time, I know I'll be able to come back to my little flat and I'll be able to have a lovely piece of roast beef from the Moorlands, and what more could I wish for?
Hello there, good morning.
You alright?
Yeah, have you ever tried Dexter beef before?
I haven't, no.
There's a sample tray there if you'd like to try a piece.
Very nice. Very nice.
We stayed on a farm in mid-Wales once, and they'd got Dexter cattle.
Yeah.
And I often wondered what it tasted like. Now we know. Yeah, it was gorgeous. I do like to support the smaller businesses. Yeah, because they need looking after. And it's the flavour, the personal service. You can have a laugh with the people that make everything.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and it's nice to get to talk to them and find out how they make things, you know.
Come here quite a bit, you know. I find it's nicer food truck. I'm always fine with
£2 per plate itself. So far everybody really likes it. They like the fact it's local. I think that's the biggest seller of the beef, is the fact it's local. It's only just up the road. They can see the pictures of the cows, which I know it sounds silly, some people don't like to do it, but it just helps. And the taste, I think it sells itself.
Previous months we've done it, people have tried it and came back, you know, and it just keeps building and building. Once the word gets around that it's local food and it's fine food and it's good food, then it sells itself really. People come back, and month after month it gets busier and busier, which can only be a good thing for local people.
Leek itself's had a lot more influx of local products and local little shops. There's a lot of little boutiques around, which again, it's bringing different people into the area and then spreading not just Dexter beef, but all the things around here a lot further afield.
It's a nice atmosphere, and the people
You're
in
all,
the town
it's a
are
friendly little town.
And we make a point of coming when it's the market, don't we, as well? So, yeah, it's nice.
Initially, people ask why Dexters, because they don't fit into the commercial world at all. And my answer to that was, in the first place, we had them because they were smaller, and foolishly thought that being smaller they would be a lot easier to deal with through the sheer lack of size and weight. But they aren't any different to deal with to normal cattle. They have just the same traits and habits as they do, but they seem a lot more inquisitive. The calves are a lot more inquisitive, and I don't know, somehow or other pull you in, and once you've started with them, which I think if you speak to most Dexter people will tell you the same thing, they really get under your skin. They are very friendly animals if you'll let them be, which all cattle can be, and it's difficult to put into words why the Dexter. We just have seemed to have taken to them. I'm involved in all sorts of things in the Dexter Society, from judging to showing myself, which I like to do all over the country, get all over the country, and into Northern Ireland quite regularly, and just really enjoy the company of the people that keep the Dexters and the Dexter cattle themselves. The calves are so inquisitive when they're born, they're up and running straight away. It's just a different way of life altogether. It's difficult to put into words, really. I think the added bonus of buying local is you are contributing to your local area, both in the countryside and the local shops in the town. The produce, you know where it's come from, and is more seasonal. The supermarkets will get stuff all year round, but I think it's nice to stick to the seasons and have the things that were available traditionally through the seasons. We ourselves do our own bacon as well, just for our own, and our own eggs, and it does make it difficult then to get things from elsewhere because they are so full of flavour, and just do seem a totally different taste, and I say with the added bonus of you are contributing to the area, and the upkeep of your own area. We moved up here 16 years ago, definitely found the pace of life a lot more relaxing and a lot more pleasurable, and didn't really know the area, but really do love the area all round, and for the foreseeable future can't see us wanting to be anywhere else. It is just so nice when you have been travelling off all round the country to get back to the top of our drive and just see that view, and every stress that you've had during the day on the motorways just seems to disappear as you come down the drive when you see that view, and get back home into the peace and tranquility of the Churnet Valley.